How are you? Oh, okay. What do you do when you just don't want to get out of bed? This is a question I have. Um, and of course, sometimes it has to do with tiredness, right? I stayed up too late the night before. Hey, Timothy, what's up, my man? Good to see you. It's been a while. How are you? Hey, Lele. ah, Well, I hope if you haven't had a chance to go see the video I posted on Financial Ninja's YouTube channel, you go watch it because that's some pretty cool, exciting stuff that we talked about. So definitely go and check that out. And it goes along with, David's alchemy stuff and way of looking at that. So definitely go check that out. It's a really good video. I was thinking about, you ever have days when you just really don't feel like getting up? You want to just stay in bed. And I think like for me, because I am an entrepreneur, right? And basically I control my own schedule. I don't have children yet, although I plan to, which I know this will definitely change things a lot, but I don't have to show up in an office, right? And I think this is a challenge that a lot of us have as entrepreneurs when we, or just when we don't have to show up for something in particular, which is why doing this is actually really good. So part of why I decided to go live every day is for me to enable me to get into a practice of consistency, right? Because for years now I've worked for myself and I've just been able to kind of, I always have lots of stuff to do and lots of things I'm working on, but I can decide when I want to do it or when I feel like doing different things. But for me to be showing up for the public, to be showing up in a different way, I needed to learn consistency because it's not just about me. Hey, Antonio, right? It's going to be also about other people and other people being able to rely on you to be there and to show up. So that was a lesson that I took on for myself at the beginning of this year, or really the end of last year, I guess. But sometimes, it's good to have, that's why it's good to have some kind of commitment that gets you out of bed, that you got to get up for, even when maybe you don't feel like it. But at the same point, I want my life to be something where I am excited to get up, where I love getting up, where, I just can't wait to get up. And so when I find myself, struggling to get up, then I want to ask myself, what's going on? What's happening? Like, is this just an energy thing? Is it a health thing? Or is it some kind of emotional thing where, and these are things I've kind of found in this arena. One is it could be just an energy thing, right? I stayed up too late, which I do, right? Sometimes you just stay up too late and you're tired, and that's legitimate. But maybe it's also like your nutrition or your health or the way you're eating or exercising, which is also all matter of consistency. The other thing it might be is, for me, I've noticed that if I'm trying to do too many different things and maybe I don't really, and this is true for anything, if I'm not sure how to get something done, then maybe I kind of just don't want to have to get up and deal with it, right? So if I know exactly what I have to do, there are times I know exactly what I have to do, but it's maybe really boring or a drag and I don't want to do it. And that's one kind of challenge. Another kind of challenge is if I don't know what to do. I don't know what it is. And I can just feel it kind of pulling on me subconsciously. Hi, Mateus. I can feel that pulling on me subconsciously, and to where I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll just stay in bed another, few minutes, another 10 more minutes, another half hour, whatever that is, right? And so what do I do? What can I do to help myself in these types of situations? As Tim knows about asking the right questions. Tim says, working for yourself is a plus and a minus. I'm in the hospital with COVID, and if I was working for someone else could affect that job. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you got COVID and you're in the hospital. I'm glad to see you. I'm happy you have time to come on and chat with me, but I'm so sorry. That really sucks that you're actually in the hospital. You're that sick. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to send you lots of good thoughts, happy thoughts, and good energy, good healing energy. Text me, actually. There's maybe I have like it's like an energy sound thing that's supposed to help for your body for healing, which I just like to listen to during meditation, but I can send it to you and you can, if you want to listen to it on your headphones while you're there. It's supposed to like be a specific frequency that helps your body to heal. Yeah, so message me after this and I'll try to send you the Dropbox link, okay? Yeah, so so being an entrepreneur is wonderful in one way, right? Because you've got this great independence and you can travel and you can do a lot of different things. But in another way, you have to really be responsible for your own inspiration, motivation, and initiative, right? And so how do we do that? How do we get response? How do we help ourselves in those areas? First is to ask the questions, right? This is what I'm always like, ask questions. What is it that might be impacting me in that way? Another thing would be to try to do something in the morning that is really exciting and inspirational. So I'd love to hear about what you guys do. Like all these guys, they tell you about, have a thing you do each day, the same consistency, right? And like I told you before, consistency is one of the things that I struggle with. So, but it can't just be consistency that makes me bored, or because then I won't want to do it, right? Because I like change, I like variety, I like a lot of interesting stuff. So what is something that I can do that can help me like be inspired to jump up instead of me laying in bed thinking all the work I have to do, right? And all these different stuff and things I'm not sure about how to deal with. That's not gonna make me want to get out of bed. So it has to be something first thing in the morning that I can be really excited about to get out of bed for. And then, be like, okay, the rest of that stuff I'll deal with when it comes, So what do you do in the morning that inspires you to get up and to get going with the day and to get out of bed? If it's not something that is like, that's like a job you have to show up for, right? So for a lot of people, we just drag ourselves out of bed just to show up at a job. But what is something that you do that inspires you when you get up in the morning? And I've been working on trying to create something for myself that will do that for me more even. And one of the things I've done is created like an affirmations tape, right? So I've recorded myself recording these affirmations. And so sometimes when I'm getting up and I'm feeling really draggy and just like, well, I will put on the affirmations tape. Autumn says, I have something I call magic hour that I do every morning. 15 minutes of yoga right next to my bed as I roll out. 20 minutes of meditation or chakra balancing. Then I listen to podcasts or make art for another 20 or 30 minutes. I do not turn on my phone for the first 60 minutes, but I'm awake. My life greatly improved after I started this process 6 months ago. My clarity is through the roof. Awesome. Well, that sounds fantastic. That sounds like a really great thing to do. That's terrific. Let's see what Timothy says. Timothy says, every morning I ask myself, how can I be better than I was yesterday? Good question. Good question. Absolutely. That's a great question. Although for some of us, that might be intimidating. That's a really good question. Yeah, so like Autumn is doing there with that practice, right? She's created this practice, which is a phenomenal thing to do. And now Autumn is a beautiful dancer and she loves her body and stuff like that. And I was trying to really get into this cycle. Before I left on my trip, I was waking up, listening to my affirmations as I got dressed. I was doing like 10 minutes of yoga. Autumn says, yay, Timothy. I was doing 10 minutes of yoga. And then I was doing like about an hour of meditation. And, for me, the yoga obviously is not really inspiring, I have to say. Like, that's just my personality. It's like, it's a challenge, and I kind of have to force myself to do it. And so that's one of the things that if I'm not being consistent, I kind of let it go. I'm not that good with that. Like Autumn is, she's really good about that. But I found that the sort of the morning meditation and taking time just to, and it's not traditional meditation, I'll be honest with you, because like I just sit and my thoughts come up and I have a lot of ideas and creative ideas and stuff. And it's creating that quiet space. And then I write stuff down, I make notes. My brain is like just taking quiet time to process everything that it has to deal with. And then I'll get to a point where I can actually do some more quiet meditation and really go into that centered space and just feel sort of the essence of God and nature and be in that quiet space. And that's really beautiful. And when I was doing that really consistently before I left on this trip, I was excited to get up. It was great. So Autumn says my yoga routine is a hodgepodge of something. So I realized I need to get back to something like that. I need to get back to doing something that I'm inspired to do. And the thing about doing that is it has to start the night before. It has to start the night before, because if I am staying up late the night before, then I'm not going to wake up in time to be able to do my meditation practice and do that stuff that's good for me. And I'm going to feel draggy, and that won't happen, right? And then I'll have to just jump right into the day and all the emails and everything else. So I'm going to have to make a commitment again. It's good because, when you go traveling and you come back, it sometimes throws you off, right? And then you come back to the world and you're like, oh, crap. Okay, now I got to get back to this consistency of doing this again, because this is what really helps me show up as my best self. Autumn says to Tibetan rites that you introduced me to, strength training. Oh, this is her yoga practice, is a hodgepodge of the Tibetan rites that you introduced me to, strength training, and my favorite yoga poses. I had to make up my own routine in order to stay engaged. Yes, right. Yeah. So she made up her own routine. She's not just following somebody else's routine. And that's a good idea, Autumn. I should probably, instead of just sort of strictly doing the Tibetan rites and just trying to kind of grit my teeth and get through it, which is what I do, I should probably try to be more creative, add in more stuff. At one point I thought about doing, and I actually did this a little bit. And the reason I don't do it is literally because to create the song list is just added time and effort of something I have to do. But to create, I would dance in the morning. So put on some real fun music and just dance, like as a way to get the body moving and the blood moving. So I think my commitment though is that I want to actually create this song list. I've been talking about this for years, literally years, talking about this. So if you guys know where I can go to create a curated song list that I can play, because I don't know, I'm not very good with the music stuff, like with Pandora and, Spotify and this and that and the other. And I don't know, like a lot of them, you put it on and then it just plays all these other random songs. So what I want to be able to do is create very specific song lists and say, this is the list. I want to play these songs. And they're all like really happy, upbeat, get up in the morning, cheerful songs to inspire you, to inspire me. So if you guys know how to do that, Autumn, I'm sure you're a brilliant genius at that. You can tell me. So Autumn says here, yes, you're absolutely right. Morning routine starts with a solid bedtime. This makes all the difference. It so does. And when I am kind of, not being good about my bedtime and I'm staying up too late, reading a book or watching TV or something like that, then it really throws off that whole sequence. So I need to commit to going to bed on time. I'm going to do this for the next week, get back into this practice. But specifically, I think I would really like to start utilizing this, not just affirmations in the morning, but like really powerful music, powerful inspirational music. Because like I think I told you in another one of these videos about the woman who literally healed herself by changing her vibration through listening to this really powerful, happy music. So if you can physically heal your body with this music, and music is literally a different vibration. That is actually what it is. When people talk about changing your vibration, right? They're like, oh, you got to change your vibration and this and that, right? It just sounds like, what are you talking about, right? Music is actually a vibration. Those sound waves are vibrating your body. They are vibrating your cells, right? So when you shift it into a different type of song, it literally will vibrate you differently. So that is that's an inspiring tool, and I want to start using that tool, I think, for myself. Autumn says, do you have Spotify? I can send you some songs. I am not sure if I have. I think I have it on my phone. I don't ever really use it. I think I have a Pandora account. So maybe what you're saying is maybe I should get a Spotify account. You can tell me, can I create a playlist in Spotify? I just need to know which one of these services to use, and then I'll create, and then I'll put it in there, because I'm not really sure which one of them to use that actually does what I want it to do. And what I want it to do is play the songs that I select, and not play other stuff, and not like throw in commercials and things like that. So maybe you can let me know how to do that. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for giving me some good ideas. Hopefully this gives you some good ideas too about stuff you can do that can help inspire you, and inspire your morning routine, getting up and getting ready for the day. Because, the truth is there's some things I can't control, right? Right now, I am trying to figure out how to create a marketing campaign for my book. I'm trying to figure out, how to launch different types of projects, how to do different types of business deals. There's so much happening that is new for me. And oftentimes, and that I literally just don't know how to do. I have no experience doing it. I've never done it before. I'm not even sure how to find the path of how to do it. Right? And when I'm in a situation like that, as many of us are in a situation like that, it can be really demotivating. And it's not conscious, it's subconscious. Our brain is just like, well, I don't really know what to do. So I'm just going to focus on things I know what to do. Right. And, but recognizing that is a case that is going to happen. Right. And that's okay. And then how can I do other stuff around that to keep myself inspired and get myself going and give myself the impetus to ask all those questions and to keep going down a path that I often don't know what to do, right? And that's where we can bring in other avenues, tools of inspiration to help. So that's my thoughts for today. So Timothy says, thanks for going live. Keep it happy, girl. Yes, thanks. And Autumn says, yes, you can use Spotify to create a playlist with a subscription to opt out of ads. All right. So then I should probably turn off my Pandora one and put on get Spotify instead. Huh? Okay. I trust you. You're much more about the whole music industry than I do. I usually just listen to books on tape, and I use music to dance. So I'm not very savvy with this, unfortunately. Okay, well, we'll do that then. Because I do have a really cool list of amazing songs somewhere on my computer from years ago. And I'd like to actually create that list and add that to that list so that I can have that. It's an amazing tool when we create it. And I will try to share it with you when I create it. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Happy Sunday. Timothy, feel better. Feel better. Get better soon. Let me know what I could do. And like I said, send me a text message separately so I can send you that link, okay? And I hope you guys all have a beautiful Sunday. Love you. Miss you.